Hi there and welcome to our next video on chemical equations. In this video we're going to be looking at chemical changes and their chemical equations, the reactants and the products, and we're going to end off by looking at an example. So first of all, chemical changes which are shown using chemical equations. So whenever you're showing a chemical equation, you have two options. You can either use the symbol equation or the worded equation. Whenever you're using the symbol equations, you need to make sure you balance them. That means there's equal amounts of each metal and element of the periodic table on each side of the equation. And to balance the symbol equation, you need to put a big number in front of each of the formulas when needed. So we're going to have a look at this later in this video. So reactants and products. So the molecules which are on the left hand side of the equation are called the reactants because they're the ones that react with each other, and the molecules on the right hand side are called the products because they've been produced from the reactants. So we have two elements over here reacting with each other, and these are the reactants, and then these combine, form a chemical equation with each other and form a product, and the product goes on the right hand side. So now we're gonna have a look at a real equation and we need to balance this equation. So we have Fe plus Cl2 makes FeCl3. So we have iron and chlorine makes iron chloride. So to balance any equation, you need to put the name of the elements down the middle. So over here we have iron and we have chlorine. How many ions do we have on this side? As you can see, there's only one ion on this side. So what we do, we just put one over here. How many chlorines do we have on this side? Remember, we have a small 2 over here, and this 2 means that there's 2 chlorines. So on this side we have 2 chlorines. Now on this side we have one ion over here, one, and we have 3 chlorines. You can see the small number over here. We have 3 chlorines. As you can see, the ions are balanced out, but the chlorines aren't balanced out. We need to make them the same amount. So we have to think of a common multiple that goes into both 2 and 3, and it's better if you have the lowest common multiple. So we times this by 2 and we times this by 3. Both of these give us 6. So chlorines, we have 6 on each side. So remember, we times this by 2. So over here we have to put a big 2. We have to put a big 2, and over here in front of the chlorines we have to put a big 3. This means on this side there's 6 chlorines and on this side there's 6 chlorines. However, we have a problem now because we have 2 of these chlorines over here, which makes it 6. We also have 2 ions, and over here we only have 1. So what we can do, we can put a big 2 over here to make it all balanced out. We have 2 ions on this side, we have 6 chlorines, we have 2 ions and 6 chlorines. Writing that out over here, we have 2 ions plus 3 Cl2 arrow. Let me just make myself some space. We have 2 ions and 6 chlorines, and this over here is the full balanced equation for iron plus chlorine produces iron chloride. In the description box below there's a link to a quiz which you can have a go at. In our next video, we're going to be having a look at some exam questions to do with chemical equations. But for now, that is it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. And one last thing, please subscribe and hit the like button.